Hello, hello, and welcome to Heal Your Heart, Heal Your Body, episode 38. What are you doing for yourself? It's going to be the topic today, and I'm bringing this topic to you only because it's been weighing on my mind and on my heart, and so many of us push ourselves to the back burner to be a mom, to be a wife, to be a daughter, to be a husband, to be a father, to be the CEO, to be an employee. All these things that we put before ourselves, and we never get to do and be who we truly wanted to be. So what are you doing for yourself? And I ask this because in this journey of this past year, it's already July, right? The middle of July, heading towards the end of July. And I've been on this health journey, and I've been on this spiritual journey, and I've been on this healing journey for myself. And the funny thing is now that I'm 49, I'm doing all these things. And these are the things that I should have been doing in my 20s and in my 30s and in my 40s, my earlier 40s. But I always tend to put everything before me. Is it that I don't think I'm worthy? Do I think I'm not good enough? Do you think you're not good enough? Do you think you don't deserve to take the 30 minutes for a nice hot bath, or the 30 minutes to hit the gym or go to the golf course or hang out with your buddies or do those things that make you feel good? And I'm not talking about going every single day out to the club or doing things that are actually taking you away from your family, your job, and that kind of thing. I'm talking about the things that are literally going to make you a better person, a better you, more in your purpose and what you were put here to do. Were you here, were you here to just live the mediocre life? Absolutely not. Were you here just to work the 9 to 5 and bring home the money and talk about how much money you have or the size of the house you have? Absolutely not. You're here to be the best you, the you that you were created to be, the you to step out into the person you're supposed to be, the healthy person. And healthy, I don't mean just by being thin. I don't just mean by losing weight. I don't mean by looking good in a bikini or on the beach in front of the ladies, guys, because I'm not leaving you out. But healthy means that you're doing things for yourself to release the stress, to build the confidence, to build your spiritual life, to lean into God and allow Him to fulfill you like you've never been fulfilled before. Most of us rely on our buddies and our friends and our girls, our girlfriends to hold us up, but we're not going to get the strength that we need to be the person we're supposed to be if we don't have a good spiritual life, leaning in to the Word, leaning in to God, leaning in to what He's called you to do. And then there's working out. Working out releases the stress and the anxiety and the achiness. And yeah, we need to have a fit body. We need to have a healthy body, so we're not at the doctor all the time, and we're not on medication all the time, and we're not having high blood pressure and heart issues and diabetes and autoimmune diseases and things. These are all things that come with stress. These are all things that come with putting ourselves last. These are the things that come with not having a relationship with God to allow us to have that moment, that space, that place of joy, that place of freedom, that place of peace. And that all comes inside. Most of us hear mind, body, spirit. My friends, it's so different. It's mind, spirit, and body. You have to get your mind in the game, which is when you're running on the elliptical, or you're doing that workout, or you're lifting weights and you're building endorphins and you're releasing stress and you're focusing on yourself, and that you're talking to you're building up that brain, that self-talk, and you're changing the mindset of where you used to tell yourself you weren't worth it, or no, you're not allowed to have that, and no, you can't do that because you're a parent or you're a mother. Your children come first. And honestly, friends, it's not how it goes. God comes first, you come second. Your husband or your wife comes third, and then your children. Because our children are only here on borrowed time. And our children need to see us doing what's right for us the healthy way, how we put ourselves with God first, and then we make time for ourselves, not selfishly where we're like, it's all about me. No, it's taking care of ourselves, eating well, filling our minds with good stuff, working our bodies so it's working at top notch. Because if we aren't in that place, we can't be the good mother, we can't be the good wife or the good husband or the good father or the good son or daughter, the good employee. Because one, we're tired, we're moody, we're stressed to the max, we're fed up, and we're tired of being sick and tired. So we are not going to give 100% to ourselves or to our job or to our family or to our spouse or even to God if we don't take time for ourselves, and we don't take time to get our mind in the game and get that spirit, healing our soul, healing our inside, getting our spirit connected with God, getting our spirit connected with ourselves, getting in line with our purpose and our joy and our peace and our strength. Will our body follow? How many of you have worked out, ate good, clean for months and months and months and months, and you don't see that scale budge? Or you don't see your clothes size change? I'm going to guarantee it's because you don't have your mind and your spirit in alignment with God, or with your true self, or with releasing the stress and letting go of the unforgiveness and letting go of anger and letting go of just the junk that's bogging you down, because your body's producing so much cortisol because you are constantly in stressed out mode. You're constantly in unforgiveness and anger, which produces more of the stress hormones that make us keep the weight on. You will start seeing all of that budge when you release the stress. Take care of yourself. Most of you are hearing now, self-care is so important. And I'm hearing women say, self-care is getting my eyelashes done. Now, come on, don't get me wrong. I like a good eyelash. But self-care is also getting your nails done. Yes, you do need to look nice. But self-care is really digging deep and finding out who you are in God, finding out who you are in this life and what you are meant to do here, releasing the stress, releasing the anger, releasing the frustration, releasing the resentment. Now, I've been married for a very long time. I'm a mama of 2 boys. I know the resentment that you can have towards your spouse when you're not getting time for yourself, or when you're not making time for each other, or when you feel like you're just constantly in mom mode or dad mode or work mode, and there's resentment that builds up. You have to release that. And how do you release it? Get into a good fitness program. Get into a program where you are connected to other people that are doing the same thing, working on the same thing, where you feel comfortable with sharing the stuff that's bringing you down, that's tying you down, that's keeping the weight on even when you're busting your hump at the gym, or eating well, or doing everything you're supposed to do, and that scale won't budge. You gotta release the stress. You gotta release the resentment. You gotta release the unforgiveness. You gotta find your space and time with God. You have to build that relationship. You have to ask him to take it and let it release. Most people are like, self-care, isn't that selfish? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If you can't take care of you, who are you going to take care of? If you are empty yourself, you cannot fill into your children. Your children are going to feel it. Your spouse is going to feel it. Your coworkers are going to feel it. Your business is going to feel it. You need to pour into yourself. You need to take the time. You need to take that moment. You need to take the hot bath and listen to a really good podcast. You need to read a really good book. My favorite book is the Bible. Whatever your favorite book is, you should read it. You need to get connected with God. You need to find His strength, His peace within you. Because you can't give when you don't have it. You can't give when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You can't give of you when there is no more of you to give. Now, if you're a single mama out there or a single daddy, you need to lean in on God and let Him raise your children with you. Ask Him. When you are at your lowest and you can't, you ask Him to step in. You ask Him to raise up your children, comfort your children, and be there. So that way, when you can't do it because you feel so spent, you know they're in God's hands. You don't have to do this alone. You don't even have to take care of yourself alone. I have a great team called the Rise Up team. Why? Because we're going to rise up together. Why do we need to rise up? We need to rise up within ourselves to give 100% to us so we can give 100% to everything else. Rise up. And you know what? When you rise up with other people, the momentum is so strong and so fierce because you're not in it alone. Right now in my team, I love it because a lot of my team is in England, in the UK. When I get up here in New York, in the US, they've already done their workouts. They're already through half of their meal plans. They're halfway through their day. And I'm like, holy cow, I got to get going. I got to get moving. And it's not a competition. It's just rising up with them. It's joining arms and locking arms with them and saying it is time as a group to strengthen each other, to raise each other up, to encourage one another, to love on one another, and to be a part of it. Not to have a competition with others, not to be jealous of others, not to be, not to put people down, but to rise up, raise them up. As you rise up in your faith and your strength and your relationship with God, as you rise up within yourself on who you are and what you're here for, and that you're worth it, that you have so much to give to this earth, to rise up in your family, your wife, your husband, your children, to rise up in your job, to be able to support and encourage your coworkers or your employees. It doesn't matter if you own your own business. You don't have to look down on your employees. You want to rise them up. You want to raise them up so that way they're working 100% for you and with you for the same goals. See, we sort of forget that when we get titles in our jobs and where we are in rank of our position. We sort of forget. We forget that those people are where we started from, or those people are actually helping us build our business. Those people below us are actually the ones that are in the trenches for us to build our business. So we want to strengthen them. We want to encourage them. We want to love on them. We just don't want to tell them what they need to do. We want to strengthen them, because when we strengthen them and we encourage them and we believe in them and when we love on them, they want to work as hard as we are or harder, and they give 100% to themselves and to the company. Even if you're the business owner, you want them to raise you up. They want to encourage you and be your strength too when you're going to step into something new, or you're going to create a new product, or you're going to create a new area. You're going to take over a new area or a new boundary with your company, and you're ready to expand. If you don't have those people that support you and love you and want it just as bad as you do on your team, it's going to be so much harder, friends. You're going to have to work the 17, 18, 19, 20 hours a day. So my team, the Rise Up team, Rise Up Fitness, Rise Up Fit team, Team Rise Up Fit is hashtagged, if you want to find me, is my team. And what do we do on that team? What do? We work out. We eat healthy, we hold each other up, we help everybody get to the goals that they want to get to, we love on each other, we come in strengths and numbers, and we don't just go and we're not working on our own. We're working together to meet our goals for our own self-growth and our own self-health. But as a team, not as a team. Because we know that when you go to the gym alone, how much do you get done? Not much. Sometimes you don't even make it there because you're like, oh, not today. I'm too tired. But if you have a team and you have people that are holding you accountable, and you have people that are holding you up and believing in you, you're going to show up. You're going to show up. You're going to, even if the day you eat a donut or an ice cream, you're going to share that you did it and not beat yourself up for it. Because this is life, and we're all in this life together. That's the problem today. Everybody thinks they're in this life alone, so they keep themselves away from each other, or we're only in with each other when we're bitching and moaning, excuse my language. But I hear more people complaining about where they're at, what their life is, instead of saying, you know what, I got this great team behind me. I have all these people who are supporting me. No, we always hear like we're in it alone. Number one, you're not in a marriage alone. You're in a marriage as a partnership. No matter how hard your marriage gets, you're a partnership. Now, please don't get me wrong. If you're in an abusive marriage, that's a different story. But if you're in a marriage where you both are ready to do the work, your marriage will work. You need to figure it out. If you're being physically or emotionally abused and that person doesn't see anything wrong with themselves, then you need to really seriously think about it. But you need to have a support group behind you. You can't do it alone. You can't do this life alone. Parenting is not done alone. It takes a village to raise children. And most of us don't even see our neighbors anymore. I was so fortunate to grow up in a neighborhood that if I knew I got home and my parents weren't home, I could go to my neighbor's house. Most of the time, we don't even know our neighbors anymore. To have that community to help us raise our children, to allow our children to be together on this earth, to grow as a family within a neighborhood. My neighborhood growing up was truly my family. Truly my family. My neighborhood growing up, if you needed sugar, you went next door. If you needed a Band-Aid or you fell on your bike, you didn't have to go flying home to your mother. Somebody else's mom would take you in and wash you up and put a Band-Aid on you and let your mom know that she took care of it. And it's all good. We need a village together to hold each other up. And that's how we take care of ourselves, because we have other people in our corner. And it's not all on us as an individual. You have that girlfriend or those few girlfriends that they're your ride or dies, that you can tell anything, you can bring anything to. You have your buddies who you hang out with that you may stop and have a beer, or you may hit the golf course, or maybe play basketball or something. And then you have that conversation that you can actually ask them and they can hold you up. You have that quiet time alone with God in the morning and build that relationship with Him and allow Him to give you the strength that you need. You have all of this so you can give yourself 100%. When you have a community, when you have yourself in a good place, you can do anything. So I know this started off with, what are you doing for you? What are you doing to take care of you? A village behind you is something that you need to take care of you. When you get that overwhelmed and that you can't take anymore, that village is there. When you have that overwhelm and you can't even breathe, reach out to God, because that's going to be your strength. When you get to rock bottom, He's the rock at the bottom. So build that relationship. Then build the relationship with you and find the community in that village that you have such strength with them, that you can lean on them and you can hang out with them and you can love on each other and support each other in the health and all areas of your life, your business, your office. So my friends, I am challenging you this week. If you want to do more for yourself, start one, building your relationship with God. And if you don't know how to, just say, God, I'm here. Show me how. Read your Bible. If you don't know how to do that, just turn on the YouVersion on your cell phone, the app, and it'll read it to you. Can't get any easier than that, right? Find your tribe. Get with a group of people that are going to help you raise yourself up to where you feel full again. Hit the gym, work out. If you don't want to hit the gym, I work out at home. I have a whole Netflix library of workouts. Actually, my new challenge is going to be 100 workouts, meal plans, support, the love, the strength, the group, that kind of camaraderie in Team Rise Up Fit. I'm going to put the link to that group in this in this description, so you can find me there, find us there. Join us. Join the group. Yeah, there's an investment, but that investment is you. That investment will bring you to greater strides in your life. That investment's going to get your mind, your spirit, and your body in sync. That investment is going to put you with a group of people who are going to raise you up, support you, keep you accountable, love on you, and give you that encouragement to push yourself forward in all of your areas of your life. So if you want to join me in that team, join me, because it's going to be fabulous. But you need to love on yourself too. You need to know that you're worth it. You need to believe it. You need to trust it. You need to hear what God really thinks of you, that He loves you, that He thinks you're beautiful, that He thinks you're smart, He thinks you're brilliant. He thinks you can do all things through Him. And it's time for you to open your heart and allow Him. Allow Him, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give of yourself if you have nothing more to give you. That means parenting, that means your job, that means your business, that means yourself, that means your marriage, or your relationship if you're not married and you have a significant other. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So it's your decision. It's your decision. If you want to, you can also find me on Instagram at Marina Crispy. And message me there. DM me on Instagram, Marina Crispy. DM me there. And we can get you started, get you going. July 29th is kickoff. I know it's summertime and you're like, barbecues. It's all good. We got you. We got your back. Rise up. Team Rise Up Fit. Hashtag Team Rise Up Fit. I'm believing in you. I love you. I know you can do it. I want to pour into you. I want to help you find your relationship with God. I want you to help you find who you really are in this life. It's time to put you first. It's time for you to take care of you. It's time for you to love on you. Not just go through the day, go through the motions, and go through what you're supposed to do in your life. It's time for you to allow you to be who you were put here to be on this earth. So with that, be blessed. If you're looking for the group to join me, it's hashtag Team Rise Up Fit. Hashtag Team Rise Up Fit. And you'll find me on Instagram. Be well, be blessed. Love you. Talk soon.